Hi, I'm Manda. I think quite a lot of you know me now. I'm going to go somewhere very special and take you there, and I hope you think so too. We've come to the Chelsea Physics Garden, which is a really beautiful place in southwest London, and it's quite hidden away. This is the kind of road it's on, and it's right by the river, the other side. I'll take you there later. And it's all behind this wall, and it's a very special garden. I'm inside now, and these are the glass houses, which are absolutely beautiful. And here's some very interesting things about China. Apparently China is exceptionally rich in flora and fauna, and with 32,000 plants, of which about 11,000 are used medicinally. That's extraordinary, isn't it? And here I think even the garden, the way they've done it's beautiful, with these box hedges cut square and the paving. Because of the pandemic at the moment they're closed, but they're really magnificent, and I can at least take you a bit closer. So this has obviously got lots of geraniums inside. That one I'm not sure. Oh, that's plants from the southern hemisphere, so very lovely tropical plants. Can I get a bit closer? Maybe a little bit. The glass is not very clean here. Oh, and this one's absolutely beautiful. Walking down here. Yeah. So this is a lovely. Obviously, this is really, we're still in March, so a lot of things obviously not in flower, but you can see how beautiful it is. And here are the glass houses again. Look, it has cactus, very unusual plants which wouldn't grow outside in this country. Although this garden has the oldest and biggest olive tree that has a lot of fruit, and also the only grapefruit tree that grows outside. So here, I can take you a little bit closer here. Just moving on. And here, this is obviously, this greenhouse here is where things are actually grown. You can see them labelled in very small pots. And everywhere they're just beautiful plants, I think. This little greenhouse here, which is really on the ground, you can see part of the window. The lid is open, and that means they're hardening the plants off, means they're getting them used to the weather. So probably at night they'll close it again, but for now it's open. And here you can see they've used a plant called yew, which is actually very poisonous, but they've used it as hedging to divide the garden up into different sections. And I can explain a bit more about that and why they do that later. This is a very, very large bay tree. And I should have said earlier that the garden was started in 1673, the use of plants in medicine and herbal remedies, and that's still what the garden is used for today. They're studying the use of plants and herbs as cures for illnesses. So for example here, it's obviously too early in the year, but they're looking at herbs, and this area here is looking at pain relief and the plants that help. And we know that, for example, morphine, the most powerful pain relief in the world, comes from the poppy, which is obviously not here now, but because it's the wrong time of year. But anyway, very interesting. And here are chili peppers, which are used to relieve shingles and other skin disorders. And here you can see the garden begins to open out more. So I'm leaving now the enclosed area here, which is all about the medicinal plants. And actually here is the really famous olive tree that fruits amazingly. And I think it's partly because the garden is facing southwest. It's also quite near the river where warm currents come off, and the soil is absolutely beautiful, really looked after. And here's an extraordinary tree. I think it's basically a pomegranate tree, and it's from India, which also has an extraordinarily rich history of medicinal plants. And I'm going to take you down here just to read the label because it's so amazing. This apparently helps with intestinal worms. And here, I'm not sure what this tree is, but I think the roots are just so extraordinary. Don't you? And here the garden again, it's beginning to open out. And over there's another beautiful greenhouse. We're just having a little break now, so here's the cafe. Obviously we can't go in, we have to try from the little window outside, but it's very sweet. So basically here's some more parts of the garden. I mean, it's actually not very big, it feels very big. And here's a pond which isn't looking very good right now, but it's going to look beautiful, I know, in the spring. And over there, can you see some gates? We'll walk over there in a minute because that's where the river is. And here, I've just noticed, this is amazing. This is all frog spawn, so there's going to be absolutely thousands of frogs coming up quite soon, I think. And here's a bird that's actually found a frog, and I think is eating it. I don't know what it is though. Here, I'm really at the end of the garden. I can't show you, but beyond that wall is the River Thames, which was very important for the garden, that warm currents would come off it to keep the garden a good temperature, and also they could use the big boats to bring the plants in. And there's some really lovely things here, I think. Lovely plants. These ones here, I don't know if you can see the little white ones. These are called leucojum. So that's the garden really, and it's very special. People do courses here. You can, lots of courses to do with plants and medicine, herbal remedies, and edible plants, and you can also do horticultural training here too. So it's a very special place. This area here is for edible plants. You can see all the different kind of plants they have. I mean, obviously, as I was saying, it's very early spring, so not much is being shown now. And there's a lovely climber, I don't know if you can see it on that pergola over there. And it's a clematis, but it's called Old Man's Beard, because it's a very unusual, well, it looks like an old man's beard. So I'm going just a bit close to show you what that's like. But I think you get a feeling of how the garden's going to look absolutely amazing in summer. Here we are, here's Old Man's Beard. All the way along there. And here's an area too that's looking at the value of vitamins. So I don't know quite what they're going to grow here later, but they will grow something. Here's this one's vitamin B. Don't know if you can see. There are little things coming up, I'm not sure what they are. And I should think we're probably going to get more. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah, vitamin C. Well, you can get vitamin C from many, many plants, I know. Vitamin C. And then finally, vitamin E and K. Very interesting. So this is the final one of the garden, just to show how beautiful it is.